Good morning from Buffalo. Here is St. Patrick's Day. Fred McGarrett here with John Fanta, FS1, Big East Digital Network. John, first of all, thanks again for joining me for one of these pregame hits. And here it is. March Madness is officially here. The Friars taking on South Dakota State. John, one thing I'll be looking forward to see, can the Friars slow down the nation's top three-point shooting team?
Can they slow them down? They're going to need to do it by guarding the ball much better than they did in the Big East Tournament. The fact is, Providence got a win over Butler, then got blown out by Creighton. But even in the win over Butler, Brendan, Providence really struggled defensively. They were allowing the lane way too easily. If you allow dribble penetration to South Dakota State's guards, they're going to drive and kick. This South Dakota State team shooting 47% from three on the year. So it is so important for the Friars. It's imperative that they defend the ball and defend the perimeter well in this game. This South Dakota State team just knows how to win. 21 consecutive victories for the Jackrabbits coming into today. So I look at this matchup. This is where you rely on Justin Minaya. It's where you rely on Al Durham. They've got to establish the toughness of this game on the perimeter.
You know, if you're Justin Minaya, who do you start maybe guarding this game here? Who do you put him on if you're at Coley? Baylor Sherman or Douglas Wilson? You know, Sherman, 47% from three. Douglas Wilson, maybe their best interior post player for South Dakota State.
Yeah, I would put Minaya on Shireman just because Shireman can be the one that makes the difference from beyond the arc consistently. You know, he's the guy who can catch fire at any given moment. Minaya has been known to take a team's best player, give them nightmares, and then Providence moves off that and they move forward off that. So I think it's really important that Justin Minaya takes on that assignment and takes it on with pride like he has throughout the year. He is such a glue guy to this team. Not only defensively, but Justin Minaya on the offensive end of the floor has come up with some timely shots, which is another big key for Providence today. They have got to establish Nate Watson. If they win the tip, give Nate Watson a touch right off the tap. But there's going to come a time where South Dakota State makes 2 or 3 in a row from beyond the arc. Can Providence offset that with their perimeter shooting?
You know, that South Dakota State starting five, at least the projected one in the media notes, no one is taller than 6'7". I agree. You have to give the ball to Nate Watson. You establish him early, go inside, then outside. And also, too, who's going to be the player that steps up, in your opinion, John? A.J. Reeves or Noah Horkler? How imperative is it, at least for one of them, to see a couple shots drop through early in the game?
I'm putting it on number 11. Ed Cooley said in October we'd see the real A.J. Reeves. Well, now is the time where you need to see the real A.J. Reeves. He has to step up and deliver for this Providence team, because if he does not, Providence could be one and done in this NCAA tournament. If they're going to get to the second round, they need their senior to play like it, Brendan. Look at the difference he's made when he's caught fire. It's night and day. Noah Horkler is a quality player, but he doesn't offer the explosiveness that A.J. Reeves does when A.J. Reeves is scoring the basketball. They need Reeves.
They need Reeves, especially from a three-point shooting. You were a master scoring guard last week. It just seems like when a three drops through, John, in buildings like this, it feels like almost like it's a 4-point swing.
Yes.
It's a 5-point swing. Those can be momentum changes that really get the crowd juiced up.
This crowd should be juiced up all day. We have Providence, South Dakota State. We have Iowa, Richmond. We have UConn, New Mexico State. And we have Arkansas, Vermont. This is 4 quality games. I expect a really good crowd. I think that this pod in Buffalo today embodies what March Madness is all about. Can Providence establish their physicality? They need to set the tone physically, and the officials are very important in this game too. How they call the game is important, Brendan.
Absolutely. You know, it could be maybe 2 quick fouls on Nate Watson, and then you go to Ed Crosswell.
Yeah,
Ed
right.
Crosswell, solid player in his own right, but doesn't give you that offensive punch, that physical presence that a Nate Watson does.
No question. Now, Crosswell's been an X factor, was in the win over Texas Tech, has been in different occasions this year. But if Providence is going to go far in this tournament, Nate Watson's got to be the guy. He's got to stay out of foul trouble. This is why you come back for a 5th year.
Absolutely. So, John, thank you so much for the time. We'll hopefully do this again later this week.
Yes.
And you know what that means? The Friars have won. Other than that, let's enjoy this March Madness, because you know what the best part is, John? We have fans in the building for this tournament. It feels like the first real March Madness tournament in 3 years.
Yes, it does, Brendan. I cannot wait.